Hey YouTube, this is City Prepping. In this video, I wanted to just be open and honest and transparent with you. As the channel's grown, I've begun to take on more sponsors. I'm doing more product reviews, but yet I don't want this channel to just become a gear review channel. As you've probably seen, there's been a lot of YouTube channels that are beginning to get demonetized, and some of them are facing this challenge, and unfortunately my channel, I'm facing the same exact challenge. And so as a content creator on YouTube, I'm having to, or rather I'm being forced to find ways to be creative in order to drive in finances to the channel to help me pay for the different things that go into operating a YouTube channel. So the first question that typically comes up is, why do you take on sponsors? Well, again, as I just mentioned a second ago, there are overhead expenses in running a YouTube channel. There's gear, there's stock photos, there's a lot of things besides just the time and energy that actually go into making videos. There's actual real overhead expenses, and you've got to find ways to pay for those things. I get approached a lot via email by companies, with different products. I would say easily 60% of the emails that I get, I just delete them because they're garbage. I'm not going to, even show them on my channel. There's a percentage of the individuals that end up actually sending a product to me because I say, sure, I'll go ahead and take a look and see if it really meets the standards that I have for my channel. A good percentage of those that I actually do get, they just don't make this, they don't make the cut. I've got products that are stacked over here next to me that I've got to take down to the post office tomorrow and send them back. They just didn't really live up to the quality of what I would be comfortable presenting on my channel. There's even one here in particular, it's a household name. It's a product that's been around for a long time, but I looked at it, it was too expensive, and it was just low quality. And again, I just didn't feel like, this is something I would feel comfortable talking about on my channel. The small percentage that actually make it to me that I feel comfortable with, that I say, hey, this is good quality, this is something of value to my subscribers, those are the ones that end up making it on my channel. And so, I just wanted to kind of first and foremost address that issue, because as the channel grows, you've seen, for example, I've taken on EcoZoom as a sponsor. Great products. They have the rocket stoves. I really like them. I'm glad I have them. And again, I felt comfortable saying, hey, this is something I think my subscriber base would actually want. So what are my requirements before I actually show a product on my channel? Well, first and foremost, it's got to be good quality. I won't allow anything on my channel that's junk. Second of all, it's got to be something that I would want personally. As a prepper, there's a lot of items that I think are going to be really helpful if there's hard times. And those items I personally want in my inventory, I'm more than glad to share those on my channel. It's got to be products that I actually, believe are competitively priced. Now, there's going to be things that obviously are expensive. There's always products that could make your life easier as a prepper that aren't going to necessarily be cheap. But what I try to do is find and look at the market and say, okay, within the market, this item, how is it priced compared to other comparative products? Is it priced, at a comparatively equal price, maybe lesser? And again, I'm not afraid to pay good quality for good products, and by no means am I afraid to share those on my channel, even though I know they may be expensive, because I know there's going to be subscribers that would say, hey, yeah, that's a worthy investment for something I would want if there was an emergency. So the inevitable question comes up, do I take payment for product reviews? The short answer is yes. There are products that, again, I've shared on my channel. Some of them I actually get paid for. Some of them I do not. Some of the products are just so good that I would be glad to actually do a review for them. There's been several that I've done. Again, there's been no monetary compensation, but of course my time is valuable. And that's kind of leads me to the next, point within this of the question of do I take, payment for product reviews? One of the things I've learned in life is the only thing you can't get back is time. You can buy a lot of things, but you can never buy time back. And so that is probably one of the main motivations behind why do I take actual payment for product reviews. If I'm going to spend 5, 10, 15, 20 hours doing a review for a product that I know is going to benefit that company and also benefit my community because it's something I think is valuable and I think my community will find valuable, I actually want to be compensated for that. I probably share this in a lot of my other videos, but I run a business. The time that I have to take and actually spend on my YouTube channel takes time away from my business. If I were to actually invest that same amount of time that I invest in my YouTube videos into my business, financially I'd be in a much better position. But again, the reason I do this channel is not motivated out of money, and that's something I'll talk about a little more in a second. But getting back to the main point of taking payment for product reviews, yes, There's been a few, not all the product reviews, but there's been a handful that actually do take financial compensation. And a lot of times I'll note that, or I'll have a note within the video to kind of alert you. The question is there a conflict of interest? Not necessarily, because again, I've got products literally that are sitting over here. People are like, hey, we'll pay you. And I feel like, they're okay products, but I'm not going to put them out there because that puts my name on the line. You would see that as, okay, this guy over here has lost his credibility because he's pushing junk. And so, I'm not going to ever trade quality or, my reputation for a quick payment. I just won't do it. And so in saying that, if I find a quality product that's up to my standard, I'm more than glad to share it on the channel, and I have no problem taking compensation for it. Again, a lot of us in the YouTube community, with the demonetization issue, we're, again, having to get creative, finding ways to actually monetize our time and the videos and all the overhead that goes into creating videos. So then the next question comes up, well, why am I doing this channel? What's my motivation? The primary first and foremost motivation is because I actually enjoy prepping. And as I learn, I get really excited to turn around and share that with others. And so when I started out on YouTube, I had no idea that there would ever be any kind of financial gain, whether that's through Amazon affiliates, Google ads, sponsors, that was never even on the radar when I first started out. It was just purely because I really enjoyed other prepping videos, and I have some different perspectives, and I thought, hey, this is something I can bring to the table for this community. And so for me, the primary motivation is, again, taking what I'm learning and hopefully turning around and educating others and putting it in a way that makes sense. It really, at the end of the day, when I go and I have to learn a lot of the things that I turn around and teach on the channel, it forces me to learn, and it constantly pushes me. And so that in a nutshell is really the primary motivation. And again, the monetization, it's just a reality. If you're going to do anything, if you're going to spend time, buy equipment, buy the different gear I talk about, having some ad revenue or some way to actually, help support the channel becomes a very important part. And so the last issue, and this is something I've never really brought up before, but I'm beginning to put links on my videos. You'll see, hey, if you want to support the channel, you can click on this Amazon link before you buy anything. So the last question kind of comes up, well, how can you as a subscriber support the channel? And let's be honest, in a way that really doesn't cost you anything. I would love to, get active with Patreon or other things, but I'm just not at a point where I have the time or the ability to, really invest in that. I'm just trying to stay focused on the YouTube channel, invest my time in that. A real simple way that you can help the channel, it'll cost you absolutely nothing, is a click the like button. That actually is something that the YouTube algorithm looks at, how many times it's liked, how many times you share it on social media. That always helps a lot. Even posting a comment, YouTube sees commenting around the video and they see that as something is important. Those are just 3 extremely easy ways: liking, sharing, and commenting. And that's why I always ask for that at the end of each video. Another way that is extremely helpful is if you have an Amazon account and you use Amazon Prime. I have a little link that I'll put at the bottom in the comment section. I'll put it in the description. I always put it on most of my videos. Is all you have to do is click on that before you buy anything. And what happens is it puts a cookie in your browser for 24 hours so that anything you purchase, I get credit for it. And so again, if you have Amazon affiliate, or I'm sorry, if you have Amazon Prime, that's a real easy way for you to support the channel. If you say, hey, I'm about to go over here and buy this, I'll just click on this, bookmark it, click that first, and then boom, I get credit for it. So that's a really simple way. So in summary, again, the reason I wanted to do this video is because as the channel grows, I just wanted to make sure I'm connecting with you as a subscriber base to, to hopefully communicate that, look, yeah, there will be sponsors that I'm going to be adding. There will be product gear review that I'm doing, different, review of products. But I don't want this channel to just get reduced to that. I want this to be educational. I want it to be somewhere that you can go and say, hey, this is good information that I can learn. And so I'm trying to strike that balance of saying, okay, here's products that I think will be helpful. Here's sponsors that have, items that I think will help you as a community. But I don't want it to just be reduced down to the finances of it. I think the moment that anybody on YouTube really draws it down to just, hey, I'm trying to make money off this, that's where you lose the passion. And for me, I want to continue to keep that excitement, because there's been a few times where I've almost kind of gone down that path, and I find that it's like, it becomes boring. I don't, kind of lost my motivation. And that's why at this time I'm kind of drawing back and looking and saying, okay, where do I want to take this? And there's some ideas that I have over the next several months of things that I want to do with the channel that I'm pretty excited about. And so Again, I appreciate you as a subscriber base. This is a journey. This is something I'm learning a lot, and I'm glad that you're coming along with me. And so again, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button, share on social media, and again, please provide comments below. Again, I would love to get your feedback on this video. As always, be safe out there.